Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Vector 36. This is a rather intriguing little game. I was just browsing through Steam, came across this one, really caught my attention. It's currently in early access, so there are little bugs here and there, but I have to say this is a really fantastic and really rather interesting game. So this is a racing game where you race these things. They're called skimmers. They are kind of flying vehicles. I love the sort of the aesthetics. Everything is sort of botched together. Unlike, you know, you like to Wipeout and that kind of game that have sort of flying vehicles that fly just slightly above the ground, where they've got all the pristine and flashy technology almost that goes with those vehicles. These ones are much more sort of, you know, botched together with stuff that you would kind of see lying around. I like the aesthetics of these things. Oopsie, the camera get a little bit confused as we go spinning around here. I think it looks really cool, and there's a lot of customization and personalization that can go into these. It's a very in-depth upgrading, modifying system, because not only can you change the parts and so on, where you put the parts and how you angle the parts are all going to reflect how the vehicle flies. So I'm not going to tinker with this because I will probably break it. If we press this button here and we power the thing up, you kind of get an idea how these things work. So they have lift engines at the front that try and keep it sort of up in the air, and then you have a main thrust engine, oopsie, at the back to kind of make it go forward, but it's all about trying to keep it as close to the ground but not actually crashing it into the ground as possible, and you kind of keep it going like that. It's a really interesting flight style. And of course, as you can imagine, if we wanted to change all of this stuff, if we go into here, you can change, let's just take a look at lift engines. Here we go. So you can change the angle that the lift engines go at, and you can fine-tune it and tweak it until you've got a handling style that you want, or try and fix a broken thing, or, you know, create all sorts of weird and wonderful contraptions. And yeah, depending on how you build this, I mean, you can have the same parts, but if you build it differently, it's going to handle very differently. Very easy to completely bugger it all up, which is why I am certainly not going to be saving any of the silly stuff that I get up to. So, yeah, there's a huge amount of customization, incredibly detailed, take a long time to learn, or a long time to get right, shall we say. Now, to the races themselves, as I said, you know, still an early access game. There is some tournament stuff. We're not quite going to get into that yet. I'm just going to do the quick races. So this is just the random stuff that is around. The basic ship that you get is not exactly fast. You do the tutorials in a much faster ship. The tutorial ship is really quite quick. This one, not so much. So it's a pretty good looking game, I have to say. From in here, it does have Oculus Rift support. This would be amazing playing an Oculus Rift. Sort of the sense of speed is sometimes a little bit hard to gauge, perhaps. I mean, it kind of also, you know, the areas we're flying on are quite large, quite wide, quite open. It's not bad, but an Oculus Rift, I imagine this game here would be really quite amazing. So the AIs do seem to get a pretty good launch compared to me. Now, there's all sorts of things that you've got to balance while flying this ship. You want to be as low to the ground as possible. The lower you are to the ground, the faster that you can go. So you want to try and keep the vehicle as low as you can, but of course, without risking ploughing it straight into the floor. But there's a lot more than simply that. You can see I have a temperature gauge. Now I have a boost to make my ship go faster. Of course, you want it to be going faster, but you overheat the temperature gauge and the thing will blow up. You also have a bias setting. I'm not sure if that wasn't some sort of miney style thing that a AI person may have dropped there. Don't quite know. There is a bias setting. Now this is a bias towards, ooh, camera got a little bit stuck, between do you want the vehicle to be going up or do you want it to be going forwards. At the moment it's a 50% bias. Now if I can use the right and left bumpers on my controller to change this bias, probably shouldn't have been doing that because it's now starting to go down a little bit. Of course, you have it more to going forwards. You're going to be able to go faster, but you need to have enough height to clear the obstacles. I'm currently above an AI vehicle, I think. I'm not quite sure where it's ended up. But yeah, you've got to constantly be juggling all of these different things. So now we've got a sort of a nice flat area. You might try and whack the bias up a little bit more. And then when things start going wrong, you might start putting it down again. There is an emergency panic button as well. So if we're flying across some of this terrain and you suddenly realise you're not going to make it, hold B, it'll instantly change the... It should instantly change. Normally it'll show you changing the bias. B is essentially like a a lift, emergency lift button. It'll divert a lot of power to shooting your vehicle up into the air to avoid like a sudden rock. You can also use it to slow yourself down if you're taking a sudden fall off somewhere. Like if you go over, say you go over a hill or over a rock and it's suddenly, oh, we get a bit warm doing that. I'm so close though to coming in the top 3. Aha! We're gonna get him just before the end, I think. Don't overheat, don't overheat, don't overheat. Come on, we're gonna go all of the bias that we can. That might be a little bit risky. That wasn't quite the... Oh, it was the finish. Okay, never mind. We got 3rd. But it's just a lot to think about, almost, within the races. I mean, the things fly pretty well. Also, it's a little hard to show with the slower vehicles. The faster vehicles are, as you would imagine, a little bit more fun to go and pilot. All right, let's go and have a look at... was this the one that I think I did? I'm not actually sure. Evening sprint. Yeah, okay, let's go and have a look. I really like the idea of having these highly sort of tunable vehicles. They're good fun to... Oh, there we go, get the camera sorted out. They're good fun to fly. They're responsive. You can kind of duck and weave, and as you go racing around with these people, oh, they've got nice ships. I want a nice ship. Come back. Please come back. I'm not sure if this is the same... Might be the same route. Yeah, this thing that I have at the moment is not exactly a quick vehicle. I'm hoping that as they make mistakes, I might be able to catch them. Might be able to catch them up ever so slightly. We're going to get a little bit warm if we do that for 2. What the hell is that? I don't know. I don't quite know what all of that was. Was that like supposed to be like a smoke screen or? Oh, someone's broken. I've not seen the AI crash before. Yeah, you can break your vehicle. If you start bouncing it off the floor, you can very easily end up with a broken vehicle. You can have it lose parts in such a way that it's unflyable, or it can be heavily damaged so that it's kind of really dodgy, handles really weirdly. The damage is... You will lose kind of bits off the thing, and it doesn't really kind of get crumpled. It's just sort of bits will fall off as we may well see in a minute if I continue to fly that low to the floor. I seem to be quite outclassed with my vehicle. This is not a particularly fast. Also, that is the full Forza sun setting going on there. Jesus, the sun, the sun is really, really low on here. Oh, I spot a vehicle. We might be able to get an overtake going on. Oh, come on then, let's get some more boost going on. I'd let it cool for a little while. I might have left it too long. Aha! Now we shall pounce. We've actually got pretty good speed going on. 62% bias is working pretty well. I'm trying to kind of just about maintain as lower altitude as I can. You can see there's an altitude meter going on the right-hand side of the cockpit. We're up to 3rd already. We're doing a little bit better. I'm not quite sure what the... Oi! Ah, right, that's what the percentage thing is. It's sort of like amount of... it's like a throttle percentage, so 150% when I'm on full boost. You can also see there is a fuel gauge. I believe, certainly by the names of it, there was an endurance championship, so perhaps longer races you might have to manage your fuel. You can convert fuel into... like an AoE attack. That's what the tutorial said anyway. If I hold X, I can create an AoE attack. Oh, we've got to do a bit of emergency. I had to do a slight emergency lift there because we were running dangerously close towards the ground. Ah, and that was, I believe, the race completed. Beat the fastest time at the track and I'm on the next track. Awesome! Did I come 2nd in the race, or are we still going? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, no, maybe this is a 2-lap race. Ah! Panic and things have gone wrong because I was fighting with the camera. Sorry. Panicked and failed. My skimmer is not heavily damaged. Look, it says systems are okay. System check is okay. Chassis taken a little bit of damage. It's fine, but we have fallen to 3rd. Okay, so this is a multi-lap. Oh yeah, I can see there's now a lap counter on the little dashboardy thing. Right, we've got to. Yeah, I know we failed quite miserably on that. Oh, that's where he broke and fell out of the race. Yeah. Oh Christ! Thank you for beeping at me. I forgot I was just just using full boost trying to catch up to the thing ahead. Yeah, like the other ship that I've driven, the one that you get given in the tutorial, will go up to about 650 kilometers an hour. So this is quite sort of slow, quite an easy, gentle way of bringing you into the game. We're going to go for an overtake, are we? I mean, I've had some really quite good battles with the AI, because of course, racing like this, you can go above them, you can go under them, as well as going around them or get attacked by them. Thank you for that. I mean, it was inevitable I was going to bump into something. He put himself out of position more than it did to me, so screw you. Oh, And now this, I'll see if I might possibly try this. Oh, look, I've got plenty of fuel. The AoE attack thing does use a good chunk of fuel. I'm also there's not really a look behind button as far as I can tell. I think when the camera doesn't always reset itself to looking forward sometimes when you're faffing about. Panic and lift. There we go, that works. We avoided hitting the floor anyway. The leader has absolutely pissed off. It's absolutely buggered off. With this kind of basic vehicle, this is not a particularly... Oh, come on, get through there. Come on, let's go. Fire at the turbos. Yeah, with this vehicle, it's not a particularly challenging one to drive. As they get faster and more powerful, cornering becomes quite interesting because these things kind of slide around, and that's a very weird thing to say about a flying vehicle. But the way that they can you can pass through gates, quickly by essentially sliding them through the gates. It's a little bit of a weird concept to get your head around. This is not really fast enough to sort of do it, but yeah, you kind of chuck them through gates, and it sort of works. This is where we had, whoa, okay, that's something may not be too happy with my ship. I pressed the emergency height raise thing, and we nose-dived into the floor. So I think we may be a little poorly. It may be in that initial hit. I am also constantly pulling up on the analog stick, and we are... Yeah, if I press the emergency raise, we nosedive into the floor. So I'm hoping we're not going to have any more emergencies, because this is not looking healthy. Oh, we got away with that. Somehow we got away with that. Yeah, I like how as the thing takes more and more damage, it is very noticeable when bits start getting broken, or if bits fall off, like the whole balance of your ship is going to be wonky. When I did play about with building a ship, I reset my game data because I basically broke my ship entirely. So I wanted to start again with a vehicle at least I knew kind of flew. Jesus, the leader's already finished. Yeah, if you mess up your weight distribution on a ship, for example, it'll pull horribly. A ship that I built pulled terribly to the left. Like, almost undrivably, well, completely undrivably to the left. Or, you know, you can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and I love that kind of detail that goes on in here. The fact that I don't know what I've broken on the ship. I daren't look, because I'm constantly fighting this thing. Whatever it is that I've broken on this ship means my emergency lift button doesn't work, and we're constantly going down towards the ground, and I love the challenge of now having to deal with that. We're racing really... This has been a great race for second place. This has probably been one of the best races I've had. Oh, we're going towards the floor. There we go. We've really got to keep this thing. When we're at sort of slightly higher elevations, this thing, are we going to get the... Have we lost turbo? There we go. Okay, it's finally kicking. It's taking a little bit of time. We really do not get much elevation unless we are right down low with this thing. I will be glad to get this repaired for next race. Oh dear. Right, there is the finish. Use all of the boost that we can, and then we are going to get a second place. Fantastic. The leader had a much better ship than me. Admittedly, my small crash probably didn't help matters. And there we go. I don't know what happened to third. Third was quite a way behind. We got 7,600 credits. Right, let's go back to the garage. I believe we unlocked a new track. Occasionally the cockpit glitches out a little bit on these screens. It's an early access game. I'm sure that'll be fixed in no time. Right, to the shop. You can buy pre-made skimmers, and certainly to begin with, that's probably a good way of doing things. I don't know how much they cost. This is the one that I used to start with. I think this is the tutorial one that's quite a lot faster, and then these are getting quite expensive, 139,000, but they look really cool. As I said at the start, I love the style of these things. They look awesome. They look absolutely fantastic. All right, I'm just kind of curious, having a look at the different statistics on the vehicles. You've got to worry about cooling and all of that kind of thing as well with them. You see these great big things along the side here that aid with the cooling of the vehicles, the radiators. And with this being set on Mars, when I was flicking through the parts or whatever, it says about, you know, being set on Mars, it's not really got that much of an atmosphere, so you need a lot more in the way of cooling stuff along the side, the radiator stuff along the side. And so on. You can buy, I'll go back into the shop. I was going to show this off as well. You can buy, of course, your individual parts. So if we go into here to buy parts, so you can buy your main thrusters over here. I think this is the one that we start with. probably. Yeah, okay, let's, dare I try buying one of these and seeing what happens. What one has got the most power? So that's not particularly powerful. What could we can't afford that one there, that's far too expensive. Shall I try this? Will I be able to do this without cocking the whole thing up? So, do we go for this one? 7,005. I've just about got enough for that one. Or do we go for this one that's much cheaper and it is more powerful? What's that? 5 bars, and this one is 6 bars, and that one's a lot more. Okay, this may or may not work. I will be honest. Let's buy Quill PAM3. That's what we're going to go and put on our vehicle. I might make this thing completely undrivable. I simply don't know. Right, so we will go to the upgrade, and then we will go... It was a thrust engine, wasn't it? So what we want to do is select... can we... If we go delete part, it does work, right? So then select that part. There we go. And now we've got the engine on the back of our vehicle. More powerful engine. Now I have to decide what kind of angle I want to be having this. The other one was at minus 46, I believe, was the setting. So we will very quickly go and give this a test. So we'll click save and test. Did that do the things I wanted to do? No, it didn't let me save it. I'm not quite sure why. Perhaps we didn't have enough power or something. Who knows? Right, let's spin us around to thrust engines. Sorry. Right, so thrust engine, delete the part, and then we want to select that one there. Now, I'm not entirely sure why I can't save this. Oh, I know why. I forgot to set part. That would explain it. That was my bad completely. Minus 46, so set part. Now it'll be locked in place like that, and then save. Now we have our vehicle. We can stick this, fire it up. Does it look stable? Actually does. It looks pretty good. Doesn't look like it's wibbling and wobbling around all over the place. And then we will turn that back off. We go back in here. And then you can see sort of the level of detail that goes on with this kind of thing. So if I was to put this at, let's say, minus 18, so that's now not going to give us anywhere near the same up thrust. It will give us a lot more speed going forward. At minus 18, let's say, and turn it on and fire it up, you can see kind of down here, you'll see there's like these little arrows that will mess around, because it's caused most of the upthrust is coming from these ones here, but it's just slightly different angles, and it's just so much fine-tuning you can do with these vehicles. I absolutely love the detail. I will go back to where I was with that engine, just because I'm hoping that this will work. I don't really know, but we're going to give it a go. Right, so let's go and test out this new engine. I believe we unlocked, a new track to go and have a look at that I haven't been to yet, so I shall try and not go face first into the ground. That tends to be a good thing to avoid when doing a race. And I'm curious to see what speed I can now get out of this vehicle. Hopefully we'll get a lot faster. I'm in base 7. Oh, that's quite cool. It's got the little kind of like display things coming up. I really love all the little details. All the little details in this game. Oh, this is much better, I think. We certainly felt like we got off the line a bit quicker. Hello. This vehicle's come flying past. Yeah, this feels much more like it. Right, let's stick that biased up again. We'll get, it was about 62 was working pretty well until we broke everything. And now we can whiz along. We've got up to 8 people in this race. I don't know how many vehicles we can get racing at one time. We're currently fighting over 5th place. I don't know where the other ship is. We're doing 320 kilometers an hour, so we're almost hitting 200 miles an hour at the moment. There's a much nicer engine. I'm full on the boost and we're not overheating. Oh, this is useful. I have done a good thing with the with the upgrades. Now let's just not get too cocky. Let's not run it too close to the ground. There's also the danger of following a vehicle ahead. You can't see anything with the with the dust clouds. I really like this as an early access game. This is a really... Oh, crap. Oh, emergency. Okay, we're fine. Oh, that wasn't fun. Because these things are skimmers, they're meant to be running just above the ground. If there are big drops like that, then we have some problems. Oh, 2nd place is broken. Woohoo! I can inherit a 4th place. Again, these leaders do appear to have buggered off. This is a 4-lap race as well. This is quite a long long race. Where even are the leaders? They've really... Oh, 2 of them have gone up ahead. This is good news. If maybe they broke each other, possibly. If you guys can keep falling through the field, that would be awesome. If we can, I spot one vehicle, so that would be that'd be second place, or who will inherit second place? Oh, look, there they are. Yeah, they crashed into one another, I think, down there. Just off the ground. Looks like we will have the mighty battle for second place. Oh, emergency! Okay, here we go. Oh no, we skimmed the floor a little bit too close on that one. Again, I swear I pressed the emergency pull-up button, and it was more of a case of emergency nosedive. But never mind. Oh dear. I do like the fact that I've now got... my engine now doesn't get hot enough to cause any real... I might have broken something off. Did I break like a radiator off or something? Because now we are suddenly getting a lot hotter, and we've not quite got the same speed when we're on the boost. That's slightly annoying. We're going to have to pull up quite drastically now. Yeah, don't bump into the floor. It's a silly idea with these things, and my chance for second is quickly... well, it's kind of vanishing off up the path a little bit. You know, you will need to upgrade your vehicles a fair amount, it seems, to keep up with this stuff. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with experimenting. I mean, now you kind of get the idea a little bit more of the handling system. These things they're very sort of throwable. You can chuck them around corners, and they're good fun to drive. They're just a nice experience to go racing with, and whoa. And you know, overtakes can happen at all sorts of different places. Excuse me. Can we maybe not quite get so close? I mean, I've already had one tangle with you guys. I'd rather not have another one. Right, let's get this boost going. We've not really got a flat enough area for me to really crank the bias up anymore, because there's too many sort of rock faces and stuff to get away. I mean, here you could probably get away with running a little bit more. I mean, if you really want to go for sort of lap times, you could probably kind of, you know, you find a flat area, crank the bias all the way up, and then you've got to turn it back down again the second you get to these sort of bumpier areas, that kind of thing. There's lots of potential for sort of almost micromanaging these races, these vehicles. I think I really like this idea. Fantastic game. I don't know. We've got to let it cool a little bit, and then we'll go straight back on it again, because we've got to keep this speed up. I don't know where third place has gone. Oh, we're across the canyon. Oh, we're all right. There he is. Okay, he's now in second place. Again, I'm glad we've actually got some decent racing going on. Actually, this game's also really quite pretty. Yes, it has the kind of bodged together aesthetics, which I do quite like, especially these sort of dusk races are quite cool. The camera does get a little confused sometimes. I haven't had it do this before, where it doesn't want to recenter itself. There we go. Fix that one now, and we can focus on, hopefully, chasing down second place. There is a third-person camera. There we go. You can go to. My ship looks slightly twisted. That might explain some things. Oh, leader is down. Leader has crashed, it seems. I'm not sure if my ship is supposed to look that higgledy-piggledy at the back. Maybe it is. We're actually now fighting for the lead. Maybe I can take a victory in one of these races. Come on, ship. I kind of daren't press the emergency. I should have pressed the emergency button. That might have busted up my thing even more. I was worried about pressing the emergency button, and someone else has fallen as well. Jeez, all of the crashes are going on in this race. I was kind of worried about pressing this emergency button in case it just plows me straight into the floor. What have we got going on? Yeah, it's actually now tipping me quite a lot. So that section of track. Oh, we do. Okay, no, wait, never mind. We do seem to be. Felt like we're slowing down. Can we get some more forward? Yeah, I've played a little too risky, and I think I may have broken my ship, but never mind. Everyone is going out of this race. This is just, this is very much a race of attrition. We also have not got past the leader. This thing must have been mighty quick. Okay, we're kind of staying within touch of this second place. They do seem, certainly some of them seem to kind of whiz ahead and then really struggle with the corners. I mean, perhaps that is almost a style of ship, you know, like you build a car in Forza. Sometimes you build cars with just power parts to make them quick in a straight line. Sometimes you build them with handling parts for corners and so on. Maybe that's a thing that you can do in here. Oh, I wasn't quite that low. I thought I was lower than I was. Sorry, that was completely my bad. That was really my bad on that one. I was going for a really cool overtake, and my thing is a little bit taller. We've still got another lap and a bit to go. I'm surprised these races are actually relatively long, and still we have not caught the leader. Where on earth did he get to? Like, that's got to be disappointing when you're so far ahead that you can break down, and it's been a good... Oh, there we go, we've gone past him now, so we were somewhere down there. So, oh, there he goes. Yeah, so this ship I'm racing with is much faster than me in a straight line, but is not very good when it gets to the corners. I'm, again, trying to get there. Yeah, I know my thing is damaged. You could probably be beeping at me, telling me lots of errors if you wanted to be, because it doesn't feel particularly healthy, but there we go. Right, across here, I don't know, there's a weird blue thing floating up. Did you see that? I'm not just going insane, yeah? I hope I'm not just going insane. Some weirdness going on. Oh, we're getting a little bit warm again. Let's just cool that down. I'm liking this engine, though. This engine was a good investment. And it didn't affect the handling at all. Well, it made it quicker. It didn't affect our balance, our drivability of this ship at all, which is nice. Now we're coming up to the section where I keep crashing. So let's get around this turn. So I can close massively when we come up to this corner. I seem to be a lot braver than him through here. He kind of likes to, yeah, sort of straighten the corners out an awful lot. I don't know where he's going up there. It's not particularly smooth, but... Oh, he's down! He has ploughed it into the floor. I think I might be the only thing still flying, and at this rate I won't be for much longer because I've bounced off the same piece of ground for 3 laps in a row. Yeah, my emergency pulling up thing is not working. We're going to go down there. Yeah, I broke my ship as well. In all of that race, I may have DNF'd, but also so did everyone else. So I mean, I kind of technically win all of that. Wrong. I missed a gate. I'm more concerned about the fact I smacked into the ground. Oh, there is a penalty for the damage. Yeah. Be aware of breaking your ship on that. It's slightly disappointing. Admittedly, I would have had a very lonely final lap, but there we go. I also think I'm in minus money now because I've spent all of my money on an engine. So, oh, okay, it just goes to 0. Yeah, this is a fascinating little game. I think it's absolutely awesome. I love the level of detail, the level of sort of tunability of your ships. You can really build a ship how you like it, customize it how you like it, and there's so much options. Very easy to get everything wrong and have an undrivable thing. It can be a little bit fiddly at times, but when you do get it right, it's incredibly rewarding because you've built this ship that works how you want it to. They handle very well, and yeah, the races themselves are pretty good fun. At the moment, the AIs do seem to be very, very spread out. I've been lucky in this video, had a couple to go racing with. They do seem very, very spread out. And be aware of breaking your ship ever so slightly. Little knocks on the ship can cause big problems further down the line, as I sort of showed there. Useful to get your you don't want to have your emergency lift up button kind of nosedive you into the floor. That's a bad thing. I could probably have adjusted the bias on that last race. I probably should have done if I'd been thinking about it. Lots to think about with this game, and I really like it, so a massive recommendation from me on this one. You can get it on Steam. I believe it's $10.99 for this game, and you can have an awful lot of fun with it, just as its current stage it is at. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more updates coming out over the coming months. So yeah, I really recommend that you go and try out this game. Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.